Hello everybody, Super Tim 101 here, and welcome back to another build review. This series is where I go over my favorite mechs and my favorite builds, whether they are considered meta or not. And today's build, well, we're looking at the Executioner again because I just love the Executioner, as you probably have already figured out if you watch my channel. So today is the Platinum version of the Executioner. I saw that this was in a Platinum pack, and I was like, well, I have to get the Platinum pack with the Platinum Executioner. And I think it looks cool. I know the Platinum sometimes is really shiny, depending on the map and depending on people's graphic settings. Either a giveaway or it can actually be pretty good camouflage. But one thing I like about the Platinum variant, it's easier to see the face of the Execution. That's one of the things I really liked back in Mechwarrior 2, as well as the collectible card game, was that it was really obvious that he had a face and he was kind of scary and grim looking. And I think they lost that a little bit in the PGI model here. But that's okay. I still think it looks pretty cool. At least the Platinum variant gets that face look to it a little bit better. So I had to get the Platinum variant, and because I love the Executioners. So this is the Executioner Alpha, which I already have. And I think I already have a build review using the Alpha as the base chassis. But as it is an Omni mech, I ripped it apart and put new Omnipods on it to do something a little more fun. And like most of my Executioner builds, it is a laser vomit. So let's jump into the mech lab and see what we're running. We've got the Executioner Echo and the Executioner Charlie torsos to run 2 large pulses and 2 ER medium lasers. Those are actually kind of your main weapons. They have a pretty equal cooldown, and their ranges are a little bit off, but you basically fire about 500 meters and doing almost optimal damage. Optimal damage in this build for those 4 weapon systems, 2 large pulses and 2 ER mediums, is 460. But you can, like I said, fire out to about 500 and still do decent damage. The large pulses have pretty good range on them. And then I've got 6 ER-SMLs as, I would say, sort of a backup weapon. But as you'll notice, they have good enough range on them that you can sort of close the gap a little bit and still fire them. Not quite, I would say, not quite mid range. It's still fairly close range. But people jump on you with lights. You fight enough lights with them. You've seen that in other builds that I have. The ER-SMLs are good for fighting off lights. They also are good for just sort of DPS if you're close in. Because it's an Executioner, because it has the mask, it can get in close range fairly easily if it needs to. And you'll notice that although there's not as much armor on the right torso because it has extra hard points, it still has pretty decent armor for even for a clan assault, which they tend to be a little bit tanky. Notice that you do get ghost heat when you fire all your lasers, but the mech has enough cooling where that the ghost heat does not overheat your mech. It gets you to 90%. So you can only do that once, but the alpha is 69 giggity. So it's a pretty good alpha. You can blow off some medium mech opponents, or open up medium mechs rather, with that alpha if you have to, and you'll shut off armor for other assaults. But it's a fun build. Again, you get into that 500 meter range. You're not long range like the PPC version or the ER laser versions. You're sort of more mid range, but you can still use your arms as shields, absorb damage, and down range. So it's a lot of fun. I really love the Executioner, as you know. So with all of that said, let's jump into the skills. And quite frankly, it's pretty similar to most laser vomit mechs I have. The full heat gen, full range, full laser duration, and then cooldown. A lot into cooldown as well, because it actually is pretty heat efficient. Because the Executioner has enough room to run a bunch of heat sinks, so you can run a little bit more cooldown and it's more. Full skeletal density and armor hardening, full cool run heat containment, one seismic sensor, 57% radar deprivation, and then 2 cool shots and a UAV with the enhanced shot. So that is the build. Let's jump into a game, and I hope you enjoy.
Where are we going?
We're going
just around this way.
Delta 6.
Yep. fight's actually usually at Charlie 5, Delta 5, so.
Yeah.
The thing is, we're on the wrong side really to a flank.
Yeah. That's what everybody else is for. But they're really slow.
Yeah.
You can should like hide out here and wait for them to.
Alright, push far right C5, I guess.
Yeah, fight's usually at Charlie 5, Delta 5.
Yeah. Wow, that was an accident.
Fat finger the mic, the mouse there.
Target acquired.
Fat finger the mouse there.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, we have another assault with us.
Oh, rad.
Just worried about a flank on this side. Watch. Oh,
Target acquired.
A little late now. Is he gonna jump
watch
off?
Alpha.
I hit him.
Target spotted.
Hit him again.
I'm getting shot though.
Hit him again.
Why am I stuck? I'm really curious why I'm stuck. I'm stuck on you?
He's dead. You might have been stuck on me. Alright. No need to worry about him anymore.
There,
Target acquired.
Come back, we got people up here.
There's Bravo here.
Target
Yeah.
spotted.
He was expecting not my friends behind him when he pushed me.
Mm-hmm. Are there more?
New target
Did he have
acquired.
friends?
Echo. Let's get Echo real quick.
Alright, back up, let's hit Echo.
Oh!
He's got lots of
Back
friends.
up.
New target acquired.
Okay. I'm somehow alive.
New target acquired.
Alright, we gotta kind of back off this. There were so many more than just one.
Back.
New target
Guys are pushing
acquired.
Delta 4 real hard.
New
Yeah,
target
okay.
acquired. New target acquired. New target acquired.
I wanna
New
peek a little
target
bit.
acquired.
They're coming up behind.
Heat level critical.
Wait.
Heat
Oh.
level critical. Override shutdown. New
Got one.
target acquired.
Target spotted.
Heat level critical. Override shutdown.
Oh, from top.
Cooking.
Hotel.
New target acquired.
Oh, dang it. I read.
Right torso critical damage.
Echo.
Right arm critical damage.
Oh, I'm dead
Echo?
here. I'm not dead.
Oh, I got your back. I think.
Oh, Echo's dead. Got him.
They're flanking
New
around
target
E5,
acquired.
D5 line.
Dodge four.
Destroyed. New target acquired.
Hotel's weak.
Target destroyed.
Got him.
New target acquired.
Foxtrot. Good.
New target acquired.
Around
One flank.
Up 6.
I really didn't take that much damage. Somehow.
Yeah, you're it.
New target acquired.
Well, one below us. Delta.
Low signal on us.
New target acquired.
Is there one behind us?
Fuel at
There's one
25%.
behind us.
New target acquired.
Oh, I don't know which one to go for.
Fuel at 25%. Target destroyed. New target acquired.
Oh,
New target acquired. Left torso critical damage.
3 large pulses in that thunderbolt.
I'm gonna turn my override off.
That's through Delta 6, I think.
New target acquired.
Oh, he's
Charlie.
super fresh.
Oh yeah.
He's up with Charlie. He's coming up.
The zombie's about to pop off.
Target acquired.
Last one.
Target destroyed.
Nice job, guys.
Hey, good stuff.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh yeah, both of us have the most skills. Ugh. Oh my god.
Just wanted to do a quick recap of that game. I was playing actually with my nephew, and he's not super high tier, so it sort of bumped us down to a pretty low tier. But the game unfolded about as it usually does, which is a fight in Charlie 5 Delta 5, which is what I talking about at the beginning of the match, where that's basically where the opposing team kind of comes around the corner where we met them, and the fight happens right there. And so what sometimes happens though is that they'll take up positions across the way, sort of right outside the circle or right at the edge of the circle on the other high ground, and shoot across. So that's what I was kind of looking at. That javelin was a javelin, might have been an assassin. Sort of jumped down. Maybe he was disconnected, maybe he was suiciding. I'm not sure, but he put up a UAV and then like jumped down and died. But that sort of turned us around a little bit. I got shot by the huntsman, but he didn't realize that I had a bunch of teammates that were behind him. You could tell because his back was super open up by the time I started shooting at him. So we moved to fight those guys in that Delta 5 area. I thought it might have been just that Corsair by himself, but it looked like the whole team had moved that direction. But it turns out they were split. Some of them went around the other end, and about half of them were fighting around that little pillar. And you can see that the mech tanked a bunch of damage, as well as dealing a bunch of damage. It's able to really target those components and blow up those components, as well as still spread the damage. By shielding. You have that big shield arm here, helps a lot. But spreading it all over the mech, especially when I was getting hit by the rotary ACs from the Corsairs. So able to do that as well as get a bunch of kills and do a bunch of damage. I feel like it's a good balance of mid-range and short range. The ER-SMLs really help get that DPS, the fire at the smaller mechs, but also just get that last bit of damage in. I think happened with the Annihilator, just to get that last bit of damage. Maybe my nephew, I can't remember. But it's such a fun mech. It's got mobility. It's got jump jets. It has the ability to really shield with your arms, splash the damage all over your mech. It does have shortcomings, of course. The fixed equipment makes it so you don't have as much tonnage as you should have in 95-ton assault mech. It also it's really tall. You can hit it from just about anywhere on the map. You can see it, and you can, of course, hitboxes aren't great. Even if you can shield and spread, hitboxes aren't great. But I just love it, and I hope you love it too, and maybe you do. So that is the mech. That is the build. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and if you like this kind of content, and if you like executioners, consider hitting that subscribe button. Thanks, and have a great day.